latest reports out of Dallas are that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are not close to getting a long-term deal done. Former Pro Bowl defensive back D'Angelo Hall said he believes Dak is on the same level as Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff. And since those quarterbacks are all in the low 30s, Hall said Dak would be, quote, extremely happy if he ended up getting $35 million a year. So, Shannon, does D'Angelo have a point?
I'm going to disagree with D. Hall for the simple fact, Skip. The thing that he failed to mention, yes, they are in the low 30s, but all these guys, with the exception of Cousins, had time on the contract. You look at Jared Goff and Wentz. Both of these guys got security with 2 years left. Dak says, so where's my security? I got no years left on my deal. You see, Skip, they can't prorate it. Okay, we did 4-year deals, okay? Each guy did a 4-year deal, which makes it a 6-year deal. Dak Prescott says, I'm completely free. Kirk Cousins got $84 fully guaranteed million because he was totally free. He get to the last year of that deal, they gave him 2 more years at $66 million.
They did.
Fully guaranteed.
Fully
so over
guaranteed.
5 years, First Cousins is going to get $150 million fully guaranteed dollars. He's like, Dak, like,
And will
wait
have
a
made
minute.
over $200 million.
What would Mahomes get? If
200
Mahomes
million.
had no years left on his contract, he'd have got more than 45. He'd have got 60, 65. But because he had 2 years left, and theoretically, Kansas City didn't have to do anything for 5 years because they had him at this year, the 5th-year option of 3 years of tags. They say, you know what, Mahomes?
You know what,
We'll
Mahomes?
give you some security. You give us some flexibility. Dak says, okay, what y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to give y'all some flexibility, but where's the security when I had to play this last season out? Where was that? So Dak's like, nah. How about we split the difference? I'm not saying I'm a homeboy. I'm saying I'm better than Russ. You can argue that, debate that. We can. Split the difference. 40 mil.
40 mil.
That's what I'm looking for.
40
Can you
mil.
execute that deal? And plus, it's gonna cost you more now. Cost you extra 15 because you ain't said Black Lives Matter. The longer we go there, it costs the price going up, Skip.
Okay, first of all, to your point, this isn't about 4 years or 5 years. In the end, this is about 30-something million or 40-something million. Dollars talk.
Yeah.
Years are fine. You can go back and forth. I know there's been a lot of talk about, well, my homeboy took 10 years, Dak. You should at least take half of that, take 5. Not the issue on the table. And let me say up front before I launch into all this, nobody has defended and supported Dak Prescott any more than I have sitting right here in this seat against the hate coming from across the table, the Cowboy hate that filters down onto Dak Prescott. But I can't defend or support what's happening right now, except to say that I'm hoping against hope that in the next 48 hours, Jerry's longtime mantra, which he first said to me in 1989, which was deadlines make deals. He said it from the start.
Yep.
It's what he learned in the oil field, the oil and gas industry. Deadlines make deals. When it comes to push shove, which way are you going to go? Hold your feet to the fire, yes or no, deals get done. So I'm hoping they go right to the 11th hour, the last hour, and somehow there's some little compromise on both sides.
There's going to be a lot of thawing needs to happen.
Yeah, a lot of thawing
Skip,
because a lot of this has gotten personal,
Yes.
and it's ordered into anger and bitterness toward each other.
Yes.
And I think Jerry's a little miffed at Dak, and Dak's probably mad at Jerry. And so now there's bad blood that has brewed now for months.
Right.
This has been going on for over a year. Should have been done
Year and a half.
year ago.
Correct.
Year and a half
Thought
ago.
it was done going up to the start of the season. Do you remember what happened? And again, I hark back to that Yahoo report. Jerry said the day of game one, it was right after the game, opening day game at Jerry World. Big victory over the Giants. Dak played great, had a QBR of 94 in that game, just lit it up. But as Shannon said the next day, it's the Giants. That night, Jerry said a deal with Dak is imminent. He had just gotten one done with Zeke, and I told you the day Zeke
Are you ready
signed.
for it? Are you ready?
6 years,
Let's go for
$90
it.
million. We may talk about that later.
Skip.
I said
Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football guys. Wake up, guys, wake up. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Oh my goodness. First of all, I gotta say,
in the hell would the Dallas Cowboys do this? Seriously.
So you didn't listen to me last week.
You're going to bring...
seriously, what in the hell are the Dallas Cowboys doing? Seriously. What's up, Dougie Fresh? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What's up, Dougie Fresh? Brady, what's up? Danny's here early. What's up, Danny? How you doing, Danny? Danny, how you doing, man? My Eagle fan is in early here tonight. Robbie Radford, how you doing, Robbie? Cowboys up north. I hope it's cooler up north than it is here. And I saw Crystal May was the first one up in here. She beat Mike J into the house here. What's happening, Alan? And Thomas Garrett, how you doing? Everybody, man, is it just me or is time flying? It seems like, it was so far. The Cowboys had so much time to get this thing together. Didn't it? Oh, they got till July 15th to get it done. Man, they got tons of time to get it straight. What's up, Alan? How are you doing? Stuart Morrison. Stuart, you wrote me a book last week, man. I'm sorry. I meant to reply back to you. I fell asleep, man. It got late. I did the show and everything else. Forgive me, man. I just been busy. Mike J, guy, you know what? I think we definitely need to pour one right now for Joe Boo, as well as for Dak Prescott. So get your shot glass ready for that. Herman, where you been hiding, man? Damn the man. The Rich Neal Show. Hold up. Rich Neal Show not only became a member, but became a super fan. Thank you very much for joining in. Make sure you, right there, you see right there, cowboysmark94@gmail. Make sure you go ahead and send me, send me your name and address, and all so that way we can get you your shot glass and all that. It seemed like there was tons and tons of time to get this thing done. But here we are. We got 48 hours. That's it. And it don't seem like nobody is talking, nobody's blinking, and don't look like it's getting done. PC, what's up? James Nook, Eric, John, Randy, Vareel. What's up, everybody? Quick thing. Miss Jackie always makes sure I don't miss anything. Miss Jackie, she has been great for this channel, helping me and all that, because there's no way in the world with all the stuff that goes on in the NFL and the Cowboys and stuff that I could do it all by myself. And that's why I always say, without you guys, it doesn't work. But she sent me a tweet from Adam Scheffner. This one really mystifies the hell out of me. Chiefs and Texans rookies are scheduled to report to camp Saturday. All players must take a COVID-19 test 48 hours in advance, yet there has been no clearance yet from the NFL, and both teams, like the 30 others, are awaiting word from the league on how to proceed per sources. What the hell is that? Wait a minute. Wait. The NFL, PA, and the NFL came to an agreement. In this said agreement, things changed. The players were going to get more money. The percentage was going to go up. Weed smoking and things like that were supposed to be null and void. You get fined, but you're not supposed to get suspended, right? And with this, one of those little nuggets that the NFL put in there was less practice. Now, it used to be 15 days before your first preseason game, you must open up your training camp. So the teams that are playing the Hall of Fame game, they open up, of course, before everybody else. And if you had a new coach, you also got to open up earlier because you had a new coach to help you get caught up. But the Texans and Kansas City, the fuck? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand that one. Neither of them have new coaches. One's a Super Bowl champion, and neither of them were scheduled to play in the Hall of Fame game, which the Cowboys and Steelers were. And with the new agreement, everybody's supposed to start the season practicing on the 28th. So I'm trying to understand why their rookies are going to be able to report, or excuse me, while they're trying to do something. You know, this sounds like Seattle-esque, because Seattle always gets busted for doing stuff in the offseason, or New England-esque. I want to get an answer on that one. And then Miss Jackie sent me another one that I missed completely, too. This is kind of amazing because this is one of those ones that's really got me scratching my head, too. I don't know him. Charger safety Roderick Teamer has been suspended without pay for the first 4 games of the 2020 regular season for violating the NFL policy on substance abuse. Now, the only thing I can think of is that it must be a performance enhancer, because I thought they weren't suspending for positive testing. This is one I got to investigate further, because this is kind of crazy, because that's supposed to be against the new policy. I don't know. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know what's going on here. I just don't know what's going on here. What's up, Alan? Chris Wise, Gridiron Yucky, how you doing? James Nooks, Alan Williams, PC. What's up? Bradley Sprung. Okay, so back to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. $69 million if we franchise tag Dak this year and next year. Pat Mahomes is less than $69 million for the first 3 years of his deal. Dan, what's up? How you doing, Dan? Thomas Garrett, what's up? Nardo. I'm trying to understand what it is that the Cowboys think that they're going to accomplish. At $69 million, you're averaging $35 million a year anyway, right? Am I wrong? You're already averaging $35 million guaranteed without being able to hide any of the money right there. Do they think that the number's going to go down if they wait another year? I just don't understand this. And as Skip pointed out about Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, because he got franchise tagged with Washington 2 years in a row, 20 and 24 million, with then getting the $84 million guaranteed, and then 2 years after the deal was signed, they put on 2 more years at $33 million a year. Kirk Cousins will already be guaranteed in his career to make over $200 million. Guaranteed. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has already got $150 million guaranteed from the Vikings. So where is this problem with signing Dak Prescott? I don't understand it. Are you saying that Kirk Cousins is head and shoulders better than Dak Prescott? Are we sure Dak will be on the team next year if he's not signed this Mr. Antoine Myers? Good question, because if the Cowboys were dumb enough to not sign him to a long-term deal, they might just be dumb enough to just let him walk. I'm trying to think of a situation where a team had a starting quarterback that did pretty well, hasn't missed a game, You don't really look at games and say, oh, man, he threw an interception. Oh, he fumbled the ball. It cost us another game. Oh, geez. He bobbled the snap on the field goal, and we lost in the playoffs. You don't see those things. And let me put out here something else. Let me go. You know what? Tonight, all bets are off, okay? Let the haters come after me. Let the homosexuals come after me, okay? Come on after me, okay? Come on after me right now. Because here's the thing. If we take Tony Romo, who still people are saying, God dang it, if we had just had Tony Romo come back and start for the Cowboys and take over for Dak and still been here, we'd won 2-3 Super Bowls already. We would have won them. Yeah, Dak, he can't hold a candle to Tony Romo. Tony Romo was the best quarterback. Tony Romo's a Hall of Famer. Oh, my God. Tony Romo did it all by himself. He never had anybody. He never had a running game. DeMarco Murray, Dallas Cowboy record in running the football. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I got something caught in my throat there. You know, he never had. He with the line that Dak Prescott has, you know, Tony Romo never had that line. Here's an amazing thing. Emily Ann, what's up, Emily? Nice to see you here. And I don't do this because I don't like Tony Romo. That's not the case. I'm just kind of pointing it out because people have this misconception because there is perception and then there's reality. Okay? Perception is Tony Romo did so many different things that Dak Prescott couldn't do. Here's the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. First 4 years. Tony Romo, 15,045 yards passing. That's awesome. That's freaking incredible. 107 yards. 107 TD passes. Fantastic. 55 interceptions. Not quite as good. Not quite as good. I mean, touchdowns 2-1 to interceptions. Completion percentage 65. 65.57. That's really good. It's really good. Dak Prescott, you know, he regressed. 2017, he played awful. You know, people said Dak Prescott going to be flipping burgers in a couple of years. That year was awful. That year was a stain on Dak Prescott's resume. That year, yep, that year was bad. But even with that year, let me give you the 4-year stats on Dak Prescott. Now keep in mind, Tony Romo got to sit for 2 years and watch and learn. He got to watch and learn behind Drew Bledsoe with Bill Parcells and Sean Payton as a coach. Now, let me say it again. Bill Parcells and Sean Payton as a coach, and he got to sit for 2 years and watch and learn. Dak had Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett. Wasted years. Oh, jeez. Okay. Anyway, with that garbage year, his second year, Dak Prescott, 15,778 yards. 733 yards more than Tony Romo. He only had 97 touchdown passes to Tony Romo's 107. But I will say, because Dak Prescott started his rookie year, 97 touchdown passes in the first 4 years of a career puts him at 9th on the list, tied with Carson Wentz. Both of those guys are tied for 9th of touchdown passes to start a career. It's pretty good. Pretty good for Wentz, too. I'm giving Wentz credit. Danny, I want you to make a note. Write it down. Mark gave Wentz credit. Okay. Interceptions. Tony Romo, 55. Dak Prescott, 36 in more games. More games, less interceptions. Completion percentage, 65.1. Just 0.5% below Tony Romo. Oh, one other thing too. Dak has 21 rushing touchdowns, which, by the way, puts him third to start a career. Third to start a career with total touchdowns in the history of the NFL. Tony Romo had 2. So if you believe Tony Romo wasn't the problem for the Dallas Cowboys, then Dak Prescott isn't the problem for the Cowboys. If you believe Tony Romo wasn't the problem for the Dallas Cowboys, and Tony Romo got paid, What's up, my Cowboys family? Alan Williams, how you doing? Tony, what's up, Tony? Oh, you know, we may have to change that emoji. Damn, I forgot we got the Redskin trash can. Oh, man, damn. I got to be honest with you, man. This whole the team formerly known as, every time I say it, Michael gives me the side eye. Michael's like, you can't say that anymore. That's a racist term. But I heard some things today. Today was interesting because I was listening to Doc Walker. Doc Walker was one of the Hogs. He was a tight end for him. Doc Walker, yeah, he's the enemy, but I tell you what, that is one guy that I always respect. I've met him several times. In fact, he introduced me to Pam Oliver down on the field for the Detroit Lions the Detroit Lions Thanksgiving game one time. So shout out to Doc Walker. He's cool people. But he was going on today because the whole name change situation. There was somebody on Twitter who literally said, I cannot support the Washington team anymore if they are no longer known as the Skins. He said, and this guy put it out on Twitter and he's getting all kinds of hate and everything else. And Doc Walker said, I want this guy to call in. And he called in. And this guy literally said that his high school team was known as the Indians, and once they ended up changing that, he stopped supporting them. He said, I never went to another high school game again because they changed the name. I just can't support them anymore. He's like, well, if you don't want to watch football because they changed the name, well, you're kind of stupid. He's like, he said, I'll probably still wear my, Doc Walker, I'll probably still wear, I'm not, that's the team that I love. He's like, but the records aren't going anywhere. The Hall of Famers aren't going anywhere. He's just changing. He's like, do you realize how many things have changed names and changed cities? Think about it. The Los Angeles Lakers were in Minnesota. Listen, what lakes are they in California? They all drying up. Utah. There ain't no Jazz in Utah. There ain't no Jazz in Utah. They were from New Orleans. And Cleveland, the mistake by the lake, there ain't no Cavaliers there. That's from Virginia. So those teams up and moved and became something else. The Washington team's not moving. They're just changing the name. They're not changing the colors. And they're probably going to, whatever the name is going to be ours. So they'll still have hail to the Red Tails or whoever the heck it may be. At some point, I tell you what, somebody made the perfect argument to me. Or I heard it today on the radio. And I was like, wow. It literally would just open up my eyes. Because maybe to you, it doesn't seem like it's a racist term. It may not. It may not. But if you do not feel comfortable going up to a Native American and saying, what's up, Redskin? How you doing, Redskin? Hey, Redskin, what's up? Do any of you feel comfortable going up to a Native American and calling them Redskin? Anybody? Please, if you do, please raise your hand. Because it hit me that nobody goes up to a Native American and calls them a Redskin. Because you probably be beat down. Am I wrong? So, Dan Snyder who finally, we understand what works now. We understand what works. Money talks and BS walks. Dan Snyder before, everybody say, hey, it's time to change the name. Just change the name. Go ahead, man. It's no big deal. Oh, hell no. Yeah, no. You can put it in capital letters. Put it in capital letters. We're not changing the name. Yeah, but all of a sudden that money starts, that money starts pulling away. That money starts pulling away. Ivan, I don't think that's going to necessarily be next. I don't think that the Cowboys name is going to be next. I just don't. There's a little bit different. Yes, there were some Cowboys that did some bad things. There were some Cowboys that did some good things too. But it's different when you call a group of people. Okay, you're talking about a color, or you're talking about my words are escaping me right now. You're calling a whole group of people a derogatory term in some people's mind. That's the difference. Cowboys, okay, it's not like there are people who are cowboys, but it's not like they're black people or Indian people, or it's a little bit different here. Because you could talk about politicians. You got good politicians, you got bad politicians. It's just like police. You got some that should be locked up, and you got ones that are good. It's just like doctors. Some of them are getting sued for malpractice. Some of them are great doctors saving lives. There's a little difference there with that association. You see where I'm going with that? I mean, yeah, we can get a little too sensitive on things, but this is one of those things that, yeah, you can always poll enough people to find people to say, I don't give a rat's ass. Man, I got real problems. I don't care about what a football team calls them. I'm worried about paying my bills. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't affect my life or anything one way or the other. Aaron, good evening. Thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that. That's a little bit different. And we've had other teams, that have changed in the past already. The precedent has already been there about changing the Indian names. So, it is what it is. But it wasn't until Dan Snyder realized this is going to cost me in my pocket. Now, for me personally, I think the Redskins are cursed. I think the Redskins are cursed by Jack Can't Cook. Do I believe Ben DiNucci learning on the bench and eventually becoming a starter? Paulie Lee, that's the $1 million question. Anybody can come out of left field and surprise you. People probably said, for me, I said, I think Dak Prescott was perfect quarterback for the Cowboys. Most people said, come on, man, he ain't going to last more than 2 years sitting on the bench. Who knows? If you looked at Tom Brady's combine workouts, he looked like the ball boy out of. He didn't look like an NFL quarterback. Eagles Nation is in here, Mark Holmes. Can you get... Oh, hell no. How about cry, Eagles, cry? Hell no. Tony Cini, what's up? Change the Washington Red Trucks. Oh, no. I used to have... Oh, man. Chet's got my red truck. I had a red truck. You can't call them the red trucks, man. Not the red trucks. They're talking about red tails. Red tails. After the Tuskegee Airmen. I understand. The Tuskegee Airmen were actually an incredible group of pilots. They didn't lose one bomber flying to Germany. Not one flying air cover. When they first came in to the military, nobody wanted them. Wait a minute. You telling me you're going to have black pilots defending us? Kiss my high yellow behind. I'm not going if that's what you're going to do. Yeah. Until they found out how good they were. Then everybody wanted themselves some Tuskegee Airmen. Red tails. It would be great for them to get recognition. But I'm not sure that the Washington team is the place for him, because what does Washington have to do? Well, Tuskegee is in Alabama. I know Tuskegee's in Alabama because Stuart Morrison, what's up? I know it's in Tuskegee. It's Tuskegee, Alabama, which is outside of Montgomery, because my sister went to Tuskegee Institute, which became Tuskegee University, which is where the Tuskegee Airmen came from. And it was because of Eleanor Roosevelt that they actually got to see combat. But I'm trying to understand where the Washington team, where it's tied in to Washington. They had a branch in, okay, well,
or at least they're not at school, but they trained in DC too.
Okay, all right. Well, then that's news to me. But that's that's kind of like 5 degrees of separation. Okay, that's fine. You might as well say that I'm tied to the airmen too, because my sister went to Tuskegee Institute, which was in Tuskegee. So I can claim the red tails too, right?
They were training up here from that.
But they weren't called the Washington Airmen, were they? They were called the Tuskegee.
They had a branch up here.
The Washington Vultures. Oh, another bird. So anyway, they'll get it worked out, and they'll come up name. But here's the question I have, though.
That's the number one trending name.
Here's what I have. I mean, it takes time. It takes time to go ahead and make this stuff up. Because see, even like when you go to Super Bowl, they come out and they got the new Super Bowl hats and stuff. They print out both teams being winners. And the ones that lose, well, that goes overseas. Aaron, 100 agree. That's an awesome name, but a better franchise than Washington deserves that name. Amen to that. See, Aaron, amen to that one. Thank you very much for the super chat. But it takes time to print this stuff up, so that's why they print all this stuff up ahead of time. So whoever wins, roll out those boxes, and the stuff that the team that loses, well, that goes overseas. It goes to charity. So you'll see somebody in Indonesia wearing, Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl champions. Yeah, that's what you'll see that over in small town in Africa and stuff. Super Bowl champions, Atlanta Falcons. That's the only place you're going to see that. Okay, sorry. I digress. So they're no longer the Washington Hail to the... They're no longer that. That's retired. So what are they now? What are they going to be in a month? Are they going to have a logo before the season starts? Are they going to be able to print out merchandise?
Technically the football team.
Are they going to be the Washington no-names for a while? What are they going to be?
Well, technically they're the Washington football team.
Are they going to print up shirts and jerseys? The Washington we don't know? How about I like that. How about the Washington we don't know?
The Washington football team.
I still see. They didn't listen to me though. I tell you how it could work. Put a potato on their helmet. They're still the Washington Redskins. Redskin potatoes. Come on, it works. It works. The Washington Redskin potatoes. Washington dummies. Washington Cowboys slappers. Oh, man. The Washington whipping post. I heard they were talking about the Washington Generals, which is actually owned by the Harlem Globetrotters, which would be kind of interesting. Now, there's a gentleman out there who, in 2015, started going around and getting trademarks on names that they thought that Washington football team would want. So Red Tails and Red Wolves and things like that, names that you would think that they might want to be, he's got the trademark for. So what that means is if they pick one of those names, and I'm sure Shepard, if the Generals, I'm sure it's been trademarked because that was who the Harlem Globetrotters played. I'm sure that they own the rights to that, so the Redskins would have to buy that out. So the Washington Genetics, oh man, it's Washington man, come on, Jordan, it's changed. It's something I never thought I would see. Honestly, the fact that this thing happened so quickly, come on. We have some Redskin fans here. The Washington Disasters. Oh, man, I like that. How about the Washington Pork Bellies? Because there's so much pork belly spending. The Washington Midnighters. Okay. The Redskin Taters. I like that, Travis. I like that. Okay, so that's where we... Natives? Nah. They're saying they're not going to do anything that's Native American-wise. Junebug gets it with the Washington Deadskins. I like that. I like that. DC Defenders. That's another good one, too, if they go ahead and get that from XFL. I actually like that name. I mean, I don't like the team, but Washington Field Mice. Oh, Washington Nobodies, Pigspins, Washington Warrens, Washington Natives, Washington Reds. See, it's going to have an R on it because they want to keep that hail to the Redskin or hail to... I'm sorry. Forgive me. You know what I think I should do? Every time I say that, I should have a drink. Every time I mess up and say that name, I should have a drink. We should all do that. The Washington Thinskins, I like that too. All right, so in other news, we had a little bit there for you Redskin fans. We had just a little bit, just a little taste, just a taste. And we have a little something here for you Eagles as well. You know how much I love you Eagles fans. You know how much I love you. There we Okay, so in other news, this is a hard time of year. This is a hard time of year because it's not a lot going on, except for, of course, Dak Prescott. The Washington Scrubs, I like that. D-Law doing work. I hope he's doing work because he needs to make up for last year because he stole money last year. So Clarence Hill came out with an article that said that the Cowboys have pretty much given up on the idea of having Randy Gregory back. Okay. Somebody else has come through and said, no, that's not true. I think Mike Fisher said that's not quite true. Who knows? Because the reality is it doesn't matter what the Cowboys wants to do. It's what the NFL commissioner will actually do. And we know that it's been well over 2 months that we had heard that he was trying to get reinstated and put the paperwork in. Now, with the old agreement, it was within 60 days that they would make a decision on it. Well, I find it hard to believe, and I don't know if Randy Gregory is worth it or not. I mean, he did show flashes from time to time, but at this point, it's been so long, you don't know how much he's really going to be able to have. However, with that change in rules with the CBA that basically says that they're not supposed to be suspending players for positive tests, how is it that he is still out? How is it that he is still out when you have people who have done things that they have been convicted for that aren't just smoking weed? I don't understand that one. That one just is one of those ones that, listen, I wish somebody could explain that to me. As we deal with Quentin Dunbar and Baker, who have bribed the witnesses to change their story about being held up at gunpoint, as we saw Wildman, who was a Jets special teamer and linebacker, drive the wrong way through the tunnel into New York. How he got there, we don't know. Blowing a 1.5, twice the legal limit. As we've seen guys breaking glass and jumping out of windows butt naked and everything else. Guys we've seen busted for weapons and drugs, that this guy can't get on the field and these guys didn't? What? Can somebody explain it to me? Can somebody explain that? I don't understand. Crazy Ray turning. You right about that. Crazy. Oh my God. Crazy Ray. I wish I had met him. I wish I had met Crazy Ray. I did meet the chief. The chief. Rest his soul too. And they were best of friends. The chief was cool people. Didn't like his team, but the chief was cool people. DL Short tape. Washington. Howard. Free Randy Gregory. Free Randy Gregory. What's up, Howard? How you doing tonight, man? Boo, Cowboys all day, Johnson. What's up, Holmes? Johnny Gonzalez, Washington Roadkill. That's a good one. Washington Red Velvet Cakes. No, I like Red Velvet Cake. Washington can't win skin. Come on, you can't use skins. Can't use skins. Rebels. Can't have them both. So, I don't know, that's where maybe Clarence Hill is saying that because, he's trying to put stuff out there. That, it's kind of like dude said that Dak Prescott wants an ironclad contract. Not ironclad. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Misquote. Excuse me. Bulletproof contract. Ain't no such thing in the NFL. Ain't no such thing as a bulletproof contract in the NFL. You believe Tyron Smith is done after the season? That's possible. This is the last year of his contract. He, is no longer a 16-game starter. He's missed 3 games a year for the last 3 years. But when he plays, he's still really good. The Washington Red Tape. DL Short, that's a pretty good one. Washington Weenies. Washington Figley. Fugly or Figley? I like that one, too. We can show that one. Boom. Washington Red Vets. Washington Weasels. That's a good one. Wimpy Whiners. Dallas Hot Dogs. Oh, man. The Washington Cockroaches. The Washington... Man, you guys are cold. Thought about face shields. Hot. Very hot. I'm being old school. My helmet was always hot. And the thought of having a face shield. Aaron, thank you very much. Roger Goodell is garbage. That's how some guys go back on the field, and Randy didn't. I'd like to get an answer on that one at least. I would like to understand that one. If what's his name? Wide receiver. If he gets reinstated, oh lordy. Originally with the Browns and with New England. God, what's his name? Damn. Josh Gordon. If Josh Gordon gets reinstated, I'm going to lose my mind. Washington Trumps, Washington Freedom Fighters, Washington Red Raiders, Washington Snyders, okay. Washington Wheelchairs, Washington Argonauts, okay. Brandon, what's up? Mark, question mark, what's up? The Warriors has been all over Facebook. Yeah, I've heard Warriors too. But see, I don't think they do that because you already have Golden State Warriors. That's kind of like you're copying. I don't think they'd go that way. Free Randy. The Raid Bug Spray. Okay, Washington Presidents. The DC Simps. Brandon, what? Brandon Graham. Mark, you said Mark. Mark, what? What? Brandon, what? Brandon, what? You keep saying Mark. What? Washington, Mark. No, don't put me in anything with Washington. Dallas, no mask. Okay, so somebody was asking about the face shields. I don't know that the face shields are going to offer much more than not having face shields. I'll be honest. I don't know. Because you don't know if sweat and other bodily fluids that happen, if that's going to, I just don't see the face shield, because at some point, even with the face shield, that's going to help the, splatter stay in your helmet. But you're still breathing out here. And when you're on the line of scrimmage, if you're a nose, okay, and I was a nose guard, okay? Forgive me, there's no such thing as nose guard anymore because they did away with the name, but that's what I was. I was a freaking nose guard, okay? Which meant I lined up over the center, which was, it made me mad. Okay, I want to let you know, as a nose guard, I was angry. because I always saw that freaking football right there, 6 inches in front of my face. You know how much I just wanted to get that football just one time, just one time. Just one time, get that football and have that glory of running and getting into that end zone. Warhawks is no, Sam, that was my high school team. That was my high school team. No, no, no. They can't have the Warhawks. No, 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 no. You're angry when you line up over that center and you got that football right there and you get hit and cut by the guard or hit and cut by this guard or you get double teamed by the center and this guy. But you're in there. You got your hands in the dirt or the grass or the ground up tires. You're breathing. You are a football length away from that center. When that ball is snapped, you are driving ahead. You're putting your hands on that center, okay, who might be bleeding and bloodied and spitting and sweating and everything else, and you're pushing and you're driving, you're grabbing by the body. You're trying to control him, okay? He's trying to hook you. You're trying to fight pressure because you know he wants to block you because the ball's coming over there. So you're fighting in here, and I don't know that the face shield is going to do much more. When you think about the sweat and the blood and everything else, you know, guy picks his nose, you know, okay, you know, and now, okay, now I'm fighting. You're going to get shit all over you. The Washington Lost Cause, I like that one too. Shout out to Benjamin, the Washington Lost Cause. Y'all are cold. The Washington Bottoms. Okay, it should be the Washington Hit Rock Bottoms. How about that? Oh, man. I'm cracking up here these days. Mark, I am too, man. Damn. We should just do a live stream. Let's come up with the worst names for the Washington Bush. Okay. Woo. Let's take a shot, Cowboys family. Washington West Wing. The Washington Unslippers. I was a news. Oh, Brandon, you were. Oh, Brandon. Yeah, but Brandon, were you angry too? Were you mad by the end of the night because you were looking at that football and you wanted that glory? You wanted that glory. And so, Travis Powers, thank you very much. Are you related to Austin Powers? Do you think we will get Everson Griffin, Logan Riley, assuming that we get Dak's deal done by Thursday? Oh, we have to get Dak's deal done by Wednesday. One thing, shout out to Derek from Megabytes. Okay, if you look over here, it's actually over here. Derek from Megabytes, who ended up hooking up my website. My website, thank you very much, Derek from Megabytes. But he pointed out something that I pointed out, that here's the thing for the Cowboys, that there's a couple things that could be thinking about this. We still don't know for sure that there's going to be a season. Right? I mean, let's be honest. We all think we're going to have a season. I think they're going to try and have a season. But if you think about, I know I think about this, my finances. Right now, I don't know how much, where we're going to be in a couple months. So you don't go out and say, you know what, I'm going to spend a whole bunch of money for business and hope that everything's okay, that I can use it. I'm not going to go out and, you know, buy a $7,000 a piece of equipment that I want to buy because I want to be able to do it. I want this thing because it'll help. It would make things easier today for me in the workshop. It would have really made things easier having it. But the CNC machine, I don't know that business is going to be still going in a couple of months from now. So I'm kind of like waiting to see how things are going to be before I spend that money. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys right now, it's like, okay, we spent $31.2 million guaranteed with Dak right now, right? If we sign him to a long-term deal, we're going to have to pay him more money than that. And it's conceivable that we may not have a season. And if we do, you know, we might be tying up $70, $80, $90 million to sit and wait till next year. So it's one thing to go ahead and say, okay, we got 31.2, okay. It's another to say 90. Now, I don't think Jerry Jones and crew are hurting for money. I don't think that they're hurting for money that it'll matter, but still, I heard one executive was saying that they didn't want to spend a whole lot of money right now because they weren't sure if we're going to have a season. So they were holding off on doing some of the big contract. Redskin game. Y'all wish y'all had a chance to change your name. Laugh. Oh, no. Oh, hey, Redskin. Shout out to a Redskin fan for showing up. Shout out for showing up. But let me ask you this. How you going to lose your name in the offseason? How you going to do that, man? How you going to lose your name in the How about the Washington just stinks? How about that? How about we call them that? The Washington just stinks. Washington cockroaches. There you got my vote. Washington hot. No, they ain't that hot. No. Allen. They ain't hot. I like hot sauce. Don't give them a hot sauce name. I don't want that. Oh, man. DC white boy. Oh, come on, man. Brandon, come on, man. Damn. Red skid marks. Ooh. How you get red skid marks? Is that from eating too many beets? Ooh. Hot Cheetos. I like hot Cheetos too, man. Stop trying to name them stuff I like. Washington Tombstone. Washington Comments. Washing Nodes. Mark Washington Whitlocks. Oh, damn. Unemployed. Washington changed that. No, you can't call them red bricks. Look, I own a red brick house, a historic house that's 200 years old. I'm not giving up my red brick house name. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Skip. Washington. No, I like ribs too. No, we're not calling them ribs. 3-ring champion. My finger hurts. Washington snitches. Oh man. Washington basements. Washington spin zone, because DC, they always are spinning things. How about that? Washington spin zone. DC pukes. Washington bailouts. Oh, that's a good one there. Washington bailouts. Washington. You guys are having too much fun with this. I can just sit here and just read these names. Washington shrimps. Washington Trump skins. Mark joined the show. How about DC parrots? Oh man. Washington Denzel. Nah. You can't mess up Denzel. Pork shoulders. No, I like pork shoulders too, man. Outkick. What is Outkick? Is that because he got kicked out, so he works for Outkick? Is that what happens when you get kicked out and you work for Outkick? I'm going to have to write that one down. Outkick. Never heard of it. I'm going to have to check that one out. I love it, though. well, Redskin Gang, what you want to have them named? And are you going to change your name? That's my question, because that's what I want to know, because we have Skins fan all day. I want to know, is he getting canceled? Is he going to change his name? Washington Noodles, I like that. Washington Symbol. Washington Girlies. Washington Mascots. Seriously, though, are you going to change your name to something that'll be more politically correct? There's no beavers in Washington. No, wheelchairs would be reserved for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Washington Monuments, okay. Washington Winners. Ooh, Washington. Wonder Girls, Washington Barbecue. Man, there ain't no good barbecue in D.C. Now, D.C.'s got... what's the sauce, man? Mambo sauce. Maybe it should be the Washington Mambo sauce.
Now, do make good catfish.
That's about. I mean, Mambo sauce. That and damn. Oh God. What is it? Junkyard? Oh God. The music. Jeez. I can't. Go-Go. Yeah, the Washington Go-Go's. Maybe that's what it should be. The Washington Trash.
The Washington Capital Go-Go is our G League team name.
There you go. The Go-Go. Washington Go-Go.
They're actually pretty decent too.
Washington, what's the money? That's what Carrie. That's what I want to. What are they going to? In the meantime, until They get good name, mambo sauce. That's it. That's what DC's known for, is that mambo sauce. Gosh. And I tell you what, whoever came up with the mambo sauce, they'd love that. They would love the official sauce of the Redskins, the mambo sauce. Washington prostitutes. Oh man, Dallas Shrimps. Okay. Washington Senators. Nah, that used to be their baseball team. Can't take that. Washington Messes. Okay. DC Devils. That's pretty good too. People won't understand the name. Well, I tell you what, you go through and start pouring some of that mambo sauce. Because I tell you what, we got Vash. Every time he comes up, man, can you get me some of that mambo sauce? Dude's putting mambo sauce on his cereal, man. The Washington Dumpster Fire. Washington Trust. Washington Warriors. The Washington Yurtles. You already said yourself before. Washington Dumpster Fires. Washington Beatles. They got rats. How about that? The Washington. Oh my God! Have you seen DC rats? They're like the size of a dog. And the R works. The R works. Okay. The DC rats. That's it. That's my name. The Washington Rats. Because man, I tell you what, we were working down on Mass Avenue on this building, and I swear this rat was like the size of a small German Shepherd. I was just like, damn, look at this mother humper. Huge. Do I like Warriors? Washington Warriors. Warriors come out to play. Warriors. Okay, what movie is that from? What movie? Come on.
You can't use that name because it's tied to Native Americans.
Well, and it's also a basketball team. Golden State Warriors.
The Native American tribe that's against the name already said that you can't use that name.
Washington Dogs.
The ones that are offended.
Washington Gutter Rats. That's it, Cowboy Cade. Washington Gutter Rats. That's it. Oh, man. Washington Steak Ass. Washington Worms. DC Left Wings. DC Dirty Water Dogs. Washington Middle Class. DC Defenders. Washington Potholes. They don't have, Maria, they don't have quite as many. What's happening? Maria, you're not usually, oh my God, Maria's in here. What's happening? Okay, Maria, okay, I'm so happy to see you here. Maria was one of my first fans. I remember seeing Maria at an autograph signing, and she had like her screensaver was Joe Boo. She actually literally, she's made like Joe Boo posters and stuff like that. She is like one of my best friends. Unfortunately, I don't see her, I don't see anybody anymore with this damn coronavirus. Shout out to Maria. But the potholes, I haven't seen quite as many potholes in D.C. Washington Cool Arrows, Washington Pounds, Washington Funk. I see the Washington names are just going through. Washington Euros, D.C. lockdowns, routes. Yeah, that's definitely the D.C. Rats, you know? Because I tell you what, though, Derek, last hour meeting. Oh, okay. It could be DEF CON. DEF CON? You know, like DEF CON 1? Okay, not a good one. I still think DC Rats. DC Rats works. What's up, Derek? I was just talking about you, Derek. Derek, I was talking to you. Mark, is FedEx a dump? Oh, my God. Danny. Oh, jeez. Danny. I'm trying to think of what I can equate. Calling FedEx a dump is an insult to dumps. I've been to some great landfills. I really have that have been better than FedEx Field. But to its defense, I'm going to say this much. Jack Kent Cooke, who was the owner of the Redskins during their glory years, wanted a new stadium. He wanted to build it in D.C., and Sharon Pratt Kelly was like, nope, that's not going to happen. He tried to actually get it built in Richmond, Virginia. That didn't work out, okay? After he tried to get it done in Alexandria, Virginia, at what was known as the Yards, because it used to be the train yards. He wanted to build it over there. In fact, they had a groundbreaking ceremony with Governor Wilder. And then the people in Alexandria were like, nah, we don't want your trash up in here. Get a step in. So eventually, they put it in at FedEx Field. They called it Raljon, which was named after Ralph and John, his two kids. He decided, we're just going to call it Raljon. We're Raljon, Maryland. Okay, yeah. But he built it with his own money, knowing that he was going to die. He knew, he was old. He wanted to get this thing done before he died. He built it, and they built it on the cheap. It has some of the worst sight lines that are in there. When Dan Snyder bought it, he looked at it and said, we're going to put in about 10,000 more seats. And because there was a waiting list, it used to be that to get tickets to go to see the Redskins, you had to wait till somebody died. You were on a waiting list for like years. Tickets were passed down because it was the ticket that you could not get. Dan Snyder said, you know what, we're going to put more seats in here. And the way that stadium is, there's an upper deck that kind of hangs down low. And so they put the seats back further, and the sight lines are looking, and it feels like you're in a cave. Literally. The punt goes up, you don't see the top of it. And then they put seats behind columns. And they put TVs up on the columns. So if you buy tickets to go to FedEx Field, make sure you check and make sure it's not obstructive view. Because there's a lot of tickets on there that have an obstructive view. And you'll be sitting there, and you got a column in front of me. You can only see from like the 10-yard in and the 10-yard in. Everything else in between, you're looking at a little TV screen that's up on. And I'm not talking about like a Cowboys Jumbotron. I'm talking about like a 32-inch TV. And the way they did it, because there was a waiting list, because this is where Dan Snyder karma comes back to bite him in the ass. They put these tickets up for sale, and they gave you 24 hours to buy them, sight unseen. But people who were just, oh man, I got to get a ticket to the Redskins, they buy season tickets to an obstructed view seat. The stadium is awful. It's awful. Look, even Redskin game, yeah, it's pretty bad. I like to go because at least at the parking lot, they're so happy that you can go. You can do just about anything you want. If I go to Dallas, I can't deep fry chicken wings on site. They won't let you do it, okay?
And you only can be in the parking space.
Right. And you can only tailgate on the grassy exterior areas, okay? Because they take control. They take control of it. FedEx Field, we were out in red zone parking lot last year. We got 8 tickets. We're taking up like 16 spaces, okay? We literally had our own little theater built up out there. So from the standpoint of actually being able to tailgate, it's great to tailgate at FedEx Field. It's terrible to go into that stadium. It just is. Washington Center is like the old baseball team. Yeah, I thought about that. But, you're the Redskins. You really want the baseball team's name, though? The Washington Sellouts. Ooh, wow. Washington Lobbyists. Washington Admirals. $40 for parking. Yeah. Sometimes the parking spaces cost more. Hey, Redskin Gay, you remember when there was like Snickers bar? Somebody got tickets for a Snickers bar. Snickers bar. Seriously, they traded some Snickers bars for some tickets. And here's another thing, although it won't matter this year because we're really not going to be in the stadium. But a lot of people will buy upper level tickets because what happens is the stadium is so half empty. They have guys that come up there and they take people from the top levels and they bring you down. So you might have this, $50 ticket and they take you down to the lower level because they're trying to fill it in to make it look good. Washington Speed Traps, Washington Red Bloods, Washington Red Tape. How about that? Have you ever watched? I've seen, yeah, of course, Polly, I have seen Dean Nucci. Of course, I went to JMU. Look, buddy. JMU. Look, this is a throwback JMU helmet of mine. This is like what we wore. Okay, mine was bigger. It was bigger. Danny, I'm not going to unshow that one, but I've never seen that one. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened, but I've never seen that. Washington kitchen floors because they always get swept. Oh, damn. It's probably going to be Red Tails. Washington Pimples, Washington Fungus. I've never been to one game in my life. Was at FedEx 2014. Des got 2 TDs. My view wasn't that bad. There's a few of, I'm not saying that all the views are bad. It's just not a great stadium. You go to, I'll tell you what. You go to, I'll tell you a stadium that doesn't get a whole lot of love. That's actually a really nice one. It's actually the Detroit Lions. It only seats about 65,000 people. Very intimate, very clean, unlike the Redskin one, okay? Great sight lines. And the people are actually pretty cool. You go to Lucas Oil Stadium. That's another one that's really, really nice. Even when it snows. Even when it snows, it's not bad because they have all the tunnels where you can get downtown and stuff, okay? Of course, Dallas is incredible. Dallas is cool. I have to give actually Atlanta. Atlanta's new stadium is really nice as well. You go to these stadiums and things like this, and then you go to FedEx, and you're like, what happened? It's like, what happened? I mean, it's just like, damn. This is like a throwback. We need to throw this stadium back, like way back. But they're working on figuring out their new stadium plan. And here's the thing. Here's another reason why that Dan Snyder's trying to get right. Because they have on the ballot this fall gambling license for a stadium, where they'll be able to actually do gambling at the stadium. And one other point I'll also bring in here too is the Redskins, over the course of the last 5 years, as other teams have been growing and making more and more revenue, the Redskins have been pretty much static. They have not grown or anything, and part of that's the product on the field. But, you know, you look at teams that get a new stadium, that there's, of course, the interest of wanting to see that. But you go to that stadium, the stadium's just bad. It is just bad. It's just old. It's dirty. The food's not real good. I mean, unless, of course, you go to my tailgate. You come to my tailgate, you're in good shape. It's just not a great stadium. Make it a giant toilet. James, it already is a giant toilet. That's what it really is. It's a dump. We love to gamble in D.C. Well, you can't gamble. I mean, other than the Powerball and the scratchers, you can't gamble. But and here's the thing. One of the sites, I don't know if you'd heard this, but see, one of the sites they're looking at, of course, they've talked about redoing FedEx Field, which they just need to upload that. But one of the sites they've been looking at is actually right there at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. There's a park that's right behind Blue Plains, and it's up on the hill, which is right across the street from the MGM. So you think about gambling license, you think about the Redskins, and you could see a nice big walk bridge that would go right over the Beltway, right on over to the MGM. So people would come in, stay at the MGM, like $300-400 a night, gamble there, walk right on over, go to FedEx Field, see the game, gamble there some more and all that, just leave all it. The good old days with Joe Gibbs. Yeah, you know, that's one thing. As much as I don't like the Redskins, I respect the Redskins. Because, see, Joe Gibbs was everything that Jason Garrett was not. Joe Gibbs, I understand, Joe Gibbs, think about this. Joe Gibbs won 3 different Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. Do you have any idea how hard that is? That is, it's hard enough to win 1 Super Bowl with having a great quarterback. He won them with not incredible quarterbacks. I mean, you think about Joe Theismann was nothing special. You had, of course, Doug Williams, who went off in the Super Bowl, okay? But Doug Williams was splitting time with Jay Schrader. And then you looked at him with Mark Rippon. Mark Rippon had like 1 great year. And he was winning Super Bowls with those guys. He was able to adjust to the players and things on the field and come up with new schemes. We've never seen that with Jason Garrett. We've seen nothing new when we had Jason Garrett. That's what I'm so hopeful for about having Mike McCarthy. And my man Derek, I don't know if Derek's still here or not, but Derek was kind of saying that maybe part of the reason why the Cowboys, you know, they put that offer out there figuring that Dak Prescott wouldn't accept that one, and why they're hesitant to go ahead and do anything bigger is Mike McCarthy let him look at Dak Prescott and be sure that this is the guy that he wants to hitch his wagon to try and succeed. That's a possibility. I don't think it's the right one, but it's a possibility. DiNucci did some great things in Division 1A. I'm not sure that I'm ready to go ahead and say, yeah, that's our future. I'm sorry, I'm just not ready to do it. Even though he went to JMU, I'm just not there yet. But not only that, Danny, so you had to look at it from the standpoint, you know, you are a product of what you learn. He came from Air Coryell. If you don't know what Air Coryell was, go back and look at San Diego Chargers with Dan Fouts. They were literally throwing the ball every freaking down. I mean, you look at them today and say, damn, they threw the football a lot. He went to Washington and tried to do that, and he did not have the personnel for it. And so he went from having John Riggins, who was, a big bruising back, wasn't real fast, and he ended up coming up with the H-back, basically taking the fullback and having him kind of as an extra tight end and moving him closer to the line of scrimmage. Came up with a whole new offense and ended up winning. Hated those guys. God, I hated those guys. But you have to respect them for being able to do that. I hate the Eagles, but I have to respect what Doug Peterson did with them. They went through and, they basically bought a Super Bowl. They went through, they made trades and free agents. They brought in people that they could put together. They got a Super Bowl. They won it. I think it's now going to hurt them because now they have a lot of overpriced talent. They're going to be 60 million plus over the cap for next year. And I think they've gotten kind of old. But for them to go through and win a Super Bowl, hey, you got to look at that and say they were successful. In the same way I look at Sean McVay. Sean McVay, he did kind of the same thing. He got his team to the Super Bowl. Now, of course, he's having to make up for it. The hard part is longevity like Bill Belichick did. So that's where we are. So it's getting kind of late, and I got to get to work tomorrow. I'm working on this bathroom, and I've got this big-ass planner I got to work as well. And it's been a long day, and I want to get up early in case there's some more news on our quarterback, Dak Prescott. Oh, one other thing, too, before I get out of here. You're in overtime. You're in overtime, guys. Jamal Adams. We're hearing that the Dallas Cowboys have had no internal discussions. Should you not be talking? Thomas, you're late to the party. We talked about that earlier. We talked about that the first half of the show. Jamal Adams, apparently the Cowboys have had no internal discussions about making a move for him. I'm still of the guild that I'm not looking at giving up a first-round pick and a player. That's too much. Way too much. Especially on a season that may end up being kind of a dicey one. You know what I'm saying? I want to play this before I get out of here, too. It's funny when I listen to Skip and Shannon, and they talk about the Cowboys putting up a lot of points against the Giants and some other teams and stuff. Those are empty calories and things, right? Because we blew out like the Dolphins, right? That was one of the big wins we had. See, my boy Philly 500 forgets that they had their lunch handed to them by the Miami.
Does anybody know? Did anybody just watch? Am I the only person? Do I speak dog?
Yes, you do.
Rough, mother humper. Rough, mother humper. Rough, mother humper. Rough, mother humper. I mean,
this is where I was saying earlier.
What is Carr supposed to do? Urge
Okay,
the
should have
ball in
said
the
that
end
field goal
zone.
earlier. Now the only thing.
We kid because we love. All right, so all you great fans. Now, we had some new channel members that joined tonight. Make sure you guys email me, cowboysmark94@gmail, so that way we can get you your shot glass, or if you became a tailgate member, get you your shot glass rack and your set of shot glasses. And I think I'm going to be ordering some new shot glasses probably later on this week and stuff. So I'll show you guys the new design of what we'll have and all that. And if you want to get some, we can get those ordered. Washington 3 and out. Oh, man. Okay. Washington pass gas. How about the Feds? The Washington Feds. Feds? Dun, 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 dun. No? No? Okay. All right, guys. Get your shot glass ready. Shot. Neil show like that. I don't always drink shots, but when I do, it's for Choco. Washington 3 and out. Shout out. All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully, we'll get Dak Prescott's contract done. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Danny, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Great stream. Have a great night. You too, man. Yeah, you like that because we were ranking on the Redskins, didn't you? Hogs make sense. Yeah, you know, that does have a rhyme to it. Yeah, put a pig on that actually really fits there, Derek. But seriously, though, and special shout out to Derek because Derek is had quite a few people. Crystal May, how are you doing? Mike J has had quite a few people that have been dealing with coronavirus. I know he lost a friend. I was talking to a good friend of mine from Minneapolis who his mother-in-law has just got out of the hospital. She was helping her sister move, and it turned out her sister and her husband were asymptomatic, and she got it from them, and she went through literally holy hell. And there's a lot of people that have had it, and that we are literally at 1% of our population actually having the coronavirus. This shit is real. And I need you guys to take care of yourselves because I want to see you guys here. And the sooner we try and take care and wipe this thing out, the sooner we can get back to normal. Everybody, be safe. Thank you very much for being here and all the support. And good night.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
Whew. All right, we're done, Mike. I'm tired, boss. I'm real tired. We got to get out earlier tomorrow morning so I can get back and work on the planner. Mike? Can you hear me, Mike? I said we got to try and get out early tomorrow so we can try and get that stuff, get that cement floor put in, and then get back so we can work on the planner. I need to get that sanded up so we can at least get the first coat of spar urethane on it. See if there's anything new here. Uh-oh. Kayla says they're on lockdown again. Well, it's the best thing. I mean,
really they're not, because the restaurants are still open.
But I'm telling you, I'm not eating. Okay,
That's
you know, give me takeout. The rest.
If you want to eat, if you don't want to go in the restaurant, you don't have to go inside.
That's what I'm saying. Get takeout. Listen.
If you don't want to go inside, that's on you.
You go eat in a restaurant?
I don't have time to eat at the restaurant.
I'm telling you, anybody going and eating in a restaurant right now is an idiot. Okay, listen, you can. Everybody does takeout now. Okay, and in fact, you're better off cooking. Listen, for the money you spend at a restaurant, I can feed you.
Why are you concerned what other people do? If they want to go in a restaurant, risk themselves, that's on them. I'll do what I need to do to protect myself, but I'm not going to tell someone else what to do.
You know what? That's the problem. We need to tell people what to do because you look at how our state is versus some of the other ones. Shit was bad here for a while in the beginning of this thing, but we flattened out. Why? Because we decided wear a damn mask. Let's chill for a little bit and get this shit together. Oh, I'm still on. Thanks, Stuart. Okay, so hopefully I didn't say anything to piss anything off, but you know, I'm real. And people who know me basically the person you see online is the person that I am, and I don't speak any differently than when I'm on here. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get finished. I'm still on. Yeah, I got it. But see, I just hate to leave my people. I hate to leave my people. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Pray for my brother and his wife. They have to go to Pennsylvania to California for medical procedure, and they have to go from Pennsylvania to California. Wow. Wear your mask, man. Keep your distance. Keep that hand sanitizer. Don't touch your face. Serious. Everybody's got to do the best they can to try and protect yourself, because ain't nobody else going to do it. You better.